Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Miller's Old Mitsubishis. I'm Christopher Miller and these are my Colts. So anyway, it's been a while since I've been here in the garage. My foot's been messed up, but I'm back out here in the shop and it's nice to be here. It's a cooler day, so it feels good. It's not so hot in the shop as it was the last time I was out here. So what I'm going to do today is I want to start doing some body work on this car. So I am going to start taking stuff off. I'm going to start taking off these tail lights. I had already taken this off. I'm going to show you in another video what I did with that trim piece that goes between here. They call it a garnish. Anyway, I'm going to get to it. So I'm going to open this up. I already actually I decided I should probably take a video. I actually already took the nuts and the washers off this, so it's just going to come right apart. So anyway, I'll just do a time lapse. I'm going to take that off. I'll take this one off, and then we'll go from there. I'm going to put everything in boxes and bags, make sure everything's got its own place, and I think I'm going to start taking the bumpers off. Try to figure out how to take the trim out without hurting it. I've not done it before, and I don't want to mess it up. So anyway, that's the plan. So here we go. So now that I've got the taillights out, I think I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to take this bumper off, and I'm going to take those side marker lights out so that I've got all that stuff removed from the car so that it's ready to scuff it up and get it ready for paint. So I've got the whole back end stripped down now. I've got the tail lights out. I've got the lights out of the sides of it. I've got the bumper off. I've got the license plate off. And so I noticed that there was, these were still stuck to the car in a couple of places. So you see here what these are little rubber washers. And you got to remember this stuff when you're taking it apart, because when you go to put it back together, you might get a little overzealous and just throw it together and forget to use this. But it's important because every time you go to the car wash or you get stuck in the rain, you wash it in the backyard, whatever, you're going to have water in the trunk. So you need to replace this in between the bumper and the car. And I don't think I'll be able to get this exact, Mitsubishi part number part. So what I'm going to do is I'll measure it up with my calipers, and I can get some rubber material and I'll actually cut it out on on like a vinyl cutter, like a Cricut type machine. My brother's got one that's a little bit bigger, and we'll cut these out of it, so we'll get a perfect, almost like OEM part. That's just a little tip. Just make sure that you do it when you work on your car, or else you're going to end up with some water. Could even end up with some rust in the trunk, and you don't want that. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these things off the sides of the car. Anything that you can take off easily without bending it or breaking it, take it off, because when you go to paint your car, you're going to end up with a much more finished result than if you just try to mask it off and tape around it. Because the next time that you pull something off, to work on something, you're gonna kick yourself in the butt. You're gonna say, "Man, I wish I painted that." So it's better to do it right the first time. So go ahead and take off anything that you can take off. If it's something that you're scared about, kind of like me, I'm kind of nervous about these. Make sure you consult with somebody. Make sure you figure out the right way they come off. Make sure there's no hidden tips or anything hidden in the way that's going to mess anything up, because a lot of this is irreplaceable. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this kind of work. taking the rest of the screw out with a pair of locking pliers. And there it is. You got to be real careful, especially when you're working with a soft material like that, like brass. It's really easy to break it off, so don't squeeze it too hard, nothing. And you want to just keep working it back and forth. You can spray it with a little something. I didn't have anything, so I just left it. The other thing is I'm going to be painting this soon, and I don't want any oil on it. So the less stuff I put on it, the less I got to clean off. But do that at your own judgment. You know, some people know good ways to clean it off. I don't. So anyway, there it is. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and remove the side view mirror. All right, so I'm going to give you another piece of advice. So I thought of something that I should tell you guys that I just kind of do anyway, but it's probably something good to share. So I just took the mirror off, and one cool thing about getting parts all the time is you've always got all this packing material. So when you're going to put this stuff in your bins and your bags and everything, if it's something like this, I've got a new old stock one on the way, but this has some value to it. So I don't have a new screw, and I want to keep that together, new gasket and everything. So I'm going to wrap it up, and I'm going to mark it, and but I'm going to use this bubble wrap, and that's a really good way to recycle. So I recommend you guys do the same thing if you've got new parts on the way. You got this stuff laying around at work or wherever you might have it. Try to reuse it because it comes in really handy, and it keeps your parts in good shape. All right, thanks for joining us on another episode of Miller's Old Mitsubishis. What we got done tonight was we got some stuff ready for getting the little hardtop ready for paint. We got the tail lights out, we got the bumper off, we got the side vents out, we got the rear view mirror off, and I even did a couple other little things to get ready for next time. So we'll get into that when we come back. So thanks for joining us. Make sure you like and subscribe. Please go ahead and share this. Share the heck out of it. Let your friends know. We want everybody to be excited about these old Japanese cars, not just Mitsubishis, but all of them. They're really cool. This old Japanese stuff is becoming more rare than even the muscle cars. So I want everybody to join along. So make sure you tag your friends, whatever you got to do. Let everybody know what we're doing here. And we're going to keep making better and better videos. I got some people that are going to come help me out hopefully soon. I'm looking at a couple people that are going to help me shoot so I don't have to keep holding the camera and just setting up a tripod, all that boring kind of stuff. And so I want to keep you guys happy. I want to keep moving forward. So with that being said, thanks again for joining us. I'll talk to you next time. Yeah.